Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, November 9th, 2016. For All Western New York News, I'm Scott Levin. Looks to be partly sunny today with a high near 47 and a low around 37. Thursday will warm up to the upper 50s, accompanied by sun. What's in the news? A massive fire at the former Bethlehem Steel brought out emergency responders from throughout Western New York late this morning and resulted in a shelter-in-place for Lackawanna schools. Firefighters are expected to continue to fight the blaze throughout the day. We'll bring you more details when we have them. While Donald Trump racked up wins across the United States, New York was solid blue, as has been the custom for well over 30 years. The Democrat-heavy urban centers in Erie and Monroe counties helped Hillary Clinton secure more than 4 million votes in New York, allowing her to win the state's 29 electoral votes by a 58.5 to 37.5 margin over Trump. Despite the Democratic stronghold in Buffalo, Erie County was barely blue. Just 50.1% of voters chose Clinton, while 45.4% chose Trump. U.S. Representative Chris Collins, the first member of Congress to endorse Donald Trump's presidential prospects and one of his most ardent supporters, won re-election with 67.7% of the vote, compared with 32.3% for his Democratic opponent, Diana Kastenbaum. Collins easily carried all 8 counties in the district, including Kastenbaum's home, Genesee County, where he took 72%. Collins is rumored to be in line for a cabinet position, so voters in the 27th congressional district could very likely have to go back to the polls soon for a special election to fill the seat. Geographically speaking, New York's 23rd congressional district is the second largest in the state. It covers the entirety of 9 counties: Allegheny, Cattaraugus, Chautauqua, Chemung, Schuyler, Seneca, Steuben, Tompkins, and Yates, and part of 2 more, Ontario and Tioga. Republican incumbent Congressman Tom Reid nearly ran the table on them in winning re-election on Tuesday. A lot of money was spent on the race, which in the end wasn't really all that close. Incumbent Congressman Brian Higgins and Louise Slaughter were also both returned to Washington by Western New York voters. U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer will be returning to the U.S. Senate for another 6 years after handily defeating Wendy Long by a total of 4,693,947 votes to 1,831,172, or 70% to 25%. Schumer carried all but 7 New York counties, 4 of which were in Western New York. Long won in Allegheny, Orleans, Genesee, and Wyoming counties, as well as Steuben, Schuyler, and Hamilton counties. Democrat John Flynn will serve as the next Erie County District Attorney. Flynn, who served as NACY JAG officer for 28 years, won the support of 196,267 voters, according to the Erie County Board of Elections. His Republican opponent, Joe Trenner, carried 162,425 votes. The only county-wide race in Erie County showed that 62% of eligible voters cast a ballot in the race. Erie County Clerk Chris Jacobs won election to the state Senate, beating out Amber Small by a margin of 60 to 40. On the Assembly side, Judge Angelo Morinello unseated Democratic Assemblyman John Soretto, one of the few Western New York races that saw an incumbent defeated. Police news. 47-year-old Albert William Parsons of Rochester, who was convicted of committing a violent crime in aid of racketeering, was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Prosecutors say Parsons was one of 3 men who robbed a 78-year-old Medina man in 2010. The theft victim ended up dying of a heart attack. Medical experts concluded that the heart attack was caused by emotional trauma from the burglary. 49-year-old Rachel Ramirez of Lockport was charged Monday with driving while ability impaired by drugs, unsafe tire, and unlicensed operation. According to New York State Police, troopers were dispatched to a report of an erratic driver on South Transit Road in the town of Lockport. Ramirez was located and charged. She's due to return to town of Lockport Court. 55-year-old Randolph Lane of Amherst was charged Monday with driving an ATV while intoxicated. According to New York State Police, troopers were dispatched to an ATV accident on Meyer Road in Pendleton. That led them to Lane, who was found to have a 0.16% blood alcohol content. He's due to return to town of Pendleton Court. Sports. The Buffalo Sabres take on the Ottawa Senators at KeyBank Center at 7:30 p.m. The Sabres are looking to get back on a winning streak. There's always more sports online at allwesternnewyorksports.com. Death notices. Donald C. Freck died Thursday at the age of 80. David Spencer Walker died Monday at the age of 79. Robert E. Ray died Monday at the age of 84. And Joyce Melius died Monday at the age of 78. The obituaries and calling hours for all 4 are online at allwesternnewyorknews.com. Buffalo State will hold its 8th annual Veterans Day Silent March at noon on Thursday. The Silent March has become one of the college's traditions, honoring members of the Buffalo State community who have served any branch of the United States military or allied forces. The winner of October's All Western New York Photos contest was Booker T by Jeff Tracy. The photo of the dog laying in a bed of leaves earned the most votes in the Fall Colors themed contest, beating out 27 other photos. Congratulations, Jeff. November's theme is thankful. A word of comfort to those who were upset about yesterday's presidential election results. Think So Joe says he expects 4 years of solid punk rock music. Don't miss the Think So Joe show tonight at 6 p.m. on All Western New York Radio. For All Western New York News, I'm Scott Leffler. Have a great day.